Well, let's see here. We're on. Well, good morning, Chairman Simpson and Ranking Member Pangri, and the respected members of the committee. I am Chairman Bruce Savage of the Fond du Lac Band of Lake Superior, Chippewa in northern Minnesota. Thank you for inviting me to speak. We have submitted written testimony detail of our federal funding priorities for the fiscal year of 2027. It is vital that Congress pass a budget that provides federal agencies that are historically underfunded with increased funding to support tribes. Today, I want to emphasize a few specific areas. One example is fire safety. Bureau of Indian Affairs funding for fire preparedness has been far too low for over 20 years, and that puts lives at risk. We also need to increase funding for our forest inventory so we can expedite timber sales and make informed forest management decisions. A second example is environmental protection. The Fond du Lac Band relies on EPA funding to protect our air and water resources. The band has established treatment as the state status under both the Clean Water and Air Acts. Any cuts to the EPA's budget will have a negative impact on our ability to continue to protect these resources. We ask that Congress continue to support and increase this funding. Another example is food security. The band retains the right to hunt, fish, gather within our reservation and across over 30 million acres of land that we've ceded through territories with treaties with the United States. This means we have the right to feed ourselves. We manage these resources to promote healthy living. Healthcare is very important, and it starts with your foods. We need increased funding to protect treaty rights. This is also why the band is a leader in food security and why requesting more funding to support tribal foods access to historical foods. We ask that Congress provide funding to expand these programs like the Indigenous Food Hubs programs so that more tribes are able to feed themselves. These programs help incubate small business, restore our language, and also provides increased knowledge of food systems to tribal members. We also know that the administration is working to consolidate federal programs across agencies. We urge Congress to make sure when programs move, the funding moves with them. Indian tribes get funding from many federal agencies. If programs shift, like the Indian programs of the Department of Education moving to the interior, the tribe should not lose funding. Finally, federal agencies like the Bureau of Indian Affairs, Bureau of Indian Education, and Indian Health Services have long suffered understaffing. We ask this committee to fund the staffing that will allow these agencies to fulfill your trust responsibilities. Lack of staff creates a backlog that impedes our ability to effectively govern and run our tribes. I recognize my time is limited. However, before I conclude, I want you to know as tribal leaders, we know you have a difficult road ahead of you. We urge you to continue your work in upholding the trust responsibility and protecting federal funding and resources in Indian country. We truly appreciate all that you do. I'm happy to answer any questions the subcommittee may have. That's all I have for today. But I got 20 seconds left.
17. Thank you.
One of the things that I stress in our communities is limit the privatization of public lands. The state of Minnesota is beautiful, and a lot of people utilize those public lands. And when we privatize them, it directly impacts the tribal members. Miigwech.
Thank you. Austin?